Hi everyone, welcome back to my vlog. This is vlog number 3, where I will be discussing the second part of gentrification of the mind, titled The Consequences of Loss. That includes chapters 4, 5, and 6, and then the conclusion as well. Sarah is talking about artwork and what it's like to be an artist in New York and how gentrification affected it. So what she states, and I quote, that are the four main aspects that an artist needs to thrive in New York are: one, affordable places for unrecognized practitioners to live, have workspace, and find time to make their work; two, diversity of thought and experience that produces a dynamic mutual exposure to varied points of view; three, stimulation, unlimited raw material; four, regular, some kind of pleasure and difference; and then five, direct access to a great artist and their work. The fifth one is more so just an aspect that the city more needs, but she included in that. So from those points, you can see that an artist needs thriving communities in order to thrive. And what gentrification did to artists in New York is it took away that thriving. The queers and LGBTQ communities made communities thrive. They made things cheaper. They made things more versatile and kind of brought more imagination. It was people who weren't normal, who were out of the ordinary. And I think that Sarah really brings in this idea because she wants to show that artists were learning from people who weren't following the norms and were experimenting in their own ways and trying to be their own person. And that's a key aspect to artists. And artists also helped get the voice of the LGBTQ and gay communities out, and that this AIDS crisis causing the gentrification really affected those communities specifically, but then it also affected artists. And a big part of New York is art, so it was a very kind of not a win-win situation for the market. It improved their communities, but their big thing that New York is known for is, its artwork was dropping because they weren't having affordable situations, and it was harder for them to have creative ideas because they weren't around people that were creative and imaginatives and taking risks in life. And so I think that that's a big part that Sarah wanted to include, is that the gentrification stopped people's creative ability and just. So next, for chapter 6, gentrification of gay politics, I just want to kind of talk about a few things, not too much, about how I think that Sarah's main purpose of this was to show how society was thinking of the gay community as the ideal gay for them. They didn't want to believe that it was out of love or situations like that. They wanted to believe that it was out of something being miswired and incorrect with themselves. And also about how the media and society chose safe gay spokesmen to talk about this. People who weren't trying to be yes gay, where there's nothing wrong with us, there's no difference, everyone's the same, we shall be treated equal, but more so as people who just wanted to protect themselves, and kind of defend themselves and not the community in general. So it really put the gay community out on their own. And I think she wanted to emphasize that when all this was happening, and laws were being changed and gays were losing more power, and their marriages were being denied in California and Florida, when Obama was elected. I think she was trying to emphasize that the media was choosing the people to be the spokesperson for the gay communities that were people who were timish and a safe call for them, but a bad call for the gay communities, not really showing that they are people, they are real people, that they deserve their rights to be married and, adopt and situations like that. So I think she just really wanted to emphasize that part of it. So lastly, I'm going to talk about chapter 6, gentrification of our literature. And I just want to make the point of that. I felt Sarah was trying to get across to people that we as a society were reading stories and allowing stories to be published and become top awarding things based off of our want to like push aside these AIDS, LGBTQ, gay communities. And I think that us doing that was kind of the psychological thing of still not wanting, historically, us not wanting it in our like normal society. And it's people pushing that away, trying to, diminish them and hide them and disregard them, even though these stories could be amazing stories, whether they have nothing to do with the LGBTQ or gay communities, or they do, just because the person who wrote it was gay, we were diminishing it. We were saying, oh, that's not good. That's not the best it can be. Oh, this straight person's stories were better. And I think she wanted to emphasize that how ridiculous and horrendous it is that we are allowing people who aren't even writing about gay things, but were gay artists. And so they were being diminished. They weren't able to show what they could bring to the table. And I think that personally for me, that's very frustrating to know that people are being judged. That's like judging a book by its cover. Oh, that's going to be a bad story. She's gay. Oh, that's going to be a bad story. He's gay. Oh, he has AIDS. Oh, we don't want to read his stuff, So I feel like that's a lot of like prejudice and discrimination against them. And I feel that that is a very wrong thing, and it's kind of horrific that that was such a large thing where only 2 lesbians got that one specific award out of 300 over years and years and years. And like, that's kind of sickening that for that long, we were allowing it to be diminished and pushed to the side.